What's up, folks? J-Pod here, bringing you another Last of Us gameplay commentary. Today, we have a lot to talk about. Both of these stories are coming to you guys from IGN.com. Colin Moriarty, hands-on with Left Behind single-player DLC. He's got all the tidbits and spoilers for you guys. Yes, they have already played it, and yes, they have already beaten it. So I got the lowdown for you guys on that. And for the other half of you who feel like you've come here to, and I wasted your time, I apologize about that, because I know not everybody likes spoilers. So I'm going to go ahead and hold you guys over with a groundbreaking story. Naughty Dog contemplating The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 has been discussed by Naughty Dog, according to the original game's writer and creative director. Speaking to Eurogamer, Neil Druckmann revealed that the studio is beginning to think where to go next, so has been discussing both sequel ideas and thoughts on starting afresh. Quote, "We just wrapped up Left Behind, and Bruce Straley, the game director, and I have been doing this for over 4 years now, so it's just time for a break and to recharge the batteries," he said. "We have started brainstorming some stuff, to be honest. Some of them are sequel ideas, and some of them are brand new IP. We've spent the last few weeks brainstorming new IP, so we have to get some good steps and see. It's kind of like how we approach Left Behind. Can we tell people a story that's really worth telling, and that's not repeating itself? And if we can't, where can we get inspired? What is something that's really going to challenge us and push storytelling in the medium forward?" Naughty Dog has two teams that work on projects. While one has just polished off the Left Behind DLC, the other is working on Uncharted 4. There have been mutterings that Last of Us may be getting a port for PS4 with Left Behind thrown in. Through Naughty Dog has refused to comment. I understand. Quote, "We have such limited resources, and it's a question of where you put the resources," Druckmann said about a possible next-gen port. "If it's something where we can have a feel of where the demand is and where our time is best spent. It's something that we'll figure out as we move forward." So, fantastic news for all of you guys, hoping and crossing your fingers that The Last of Us will be getting a sequel and coming to PS4, being ported to the PS4. I'm talking 660 FPS and 1080p, man, coming with all the season pass and DLC. All right, you guys ready to be spoiled? Are you sure? Because there's some big spoilers in this. So all of you guys, you can just go ahead and click mute if you want to watch the rest of the gameplay, and or if you want to take off. But it's a huge, we need to get started. All right. Everything is in Colin Moriarty's words. "I've played through and beaten The Last of Us, upcoming single-player DLC entitled Left Behind, and in many ways it's met my expectations. I'll leave my pointed praise and criticism for next week's review. But let's just say that Left Behind, a brief prequel to the events of the main game, gives you a few more hours to play The Last of Us and experience it in a new way, and that alone will make playing it a worthwhile endeavor. Of course, there's more to it than that, because Left Behind isn't just more of The Last of Us. It's more of one very specific aspect of Naughty Dog's masterpiece, granting players permission to explore the dilapidated ruins of the post-pandemic United States one last time. While there's fighting and gunplay in Left Behind, what it readily emphasizes is a steady, slow, and thoughtful examination of a long-abandoned mall. There are surprises, awesome, story-bending surprises, in fact, but by and large, this once bastion of a commerce outside of Boston's quarantine zone is the DLC main focus. Going on with the rest of the story, Left Behind also zeroes in on The Last of Us's young female protagonist, Ellie, as well as her friend Riley. You may have seen Riley in the American Dream comic books, and Left Behind strives to further illustrate a relationship with Ellie. This is accomplished from the get-go, when Riley storms into Ellie's bunk at the quarantine zone and suddenly wakes her up. These two girls go back a ways. There's a familiarity between them. They know each other. They are endeared to each other, and they get along great. Left Behind does an exceptional job of making you want to experience their story, even if it's only curiosity related to the events of the main game, and as you probably expect, you'll want to stay away from it if you've not beaten The Last of Us, since it will absolutely spoil the campaign for you. Actress Ashley Johnson does a great job of jumping back into the character of Ellie, a character PlayStation gamers absolutely adore, not only for her smart mouth and surprisingly adult demeanor, but for her moments of vulnerability and her inability to fully comprehend what the real pre-pandemic world even was. You get more of that here. Though there's an edge taken off of her because we see her largely through the lens of someone who hasn't yet been bitten by the infected or met Joel, her world hasn't yet been turned upside down. Johnson's performance is commendable, and so too is that of a newcomer, Yanni King, who, in her first mocap gaming role, provides the yin to Ellie's yang. The two girls' interactions with one another made me a believer in their friendship. Everything is tangible between them. There's true emotion there. There's back and forth is arguably as interesting to listen to as Ellie and Joel's. Left Behind doesn't lean on combat, but it's there, and as promised, there's a new dynamic to it. Ellie will find herself in situations where she has to battle with the infected or with fellow human survivors, but there are also instances where both are attacking her and each other at once. These melees are awesome, and I wish they appeared in the main campaign. It's a sadistic treat to distract one side with some gunfire or a tossed and subsequently broken bottle, only to watch them and their ire on each other and not you. This is a dynamic totally unseen in Joel's quest. Ellie feels radically different from Joel. She's smaller and weaker, and she can't handle herself like Joel can. We got a taste of this in The Last of Us itself, but it's more pronounced here. The two characters can craft the same items and find themselves in similarly dangerous predicaments, but there are major differences to be found, and those differences are obvious almost immediately. While Joel might be able to run at the incoming enemy to ward him off, Ellie can only do so much damage with her dagger and often has to retreat to keep her enemies at bay. With that said, I couldn't help wonder if Left Behind needed combat at all. As much as I love the gameplay mechanics of The Last of Us, what resonated most with me was the simple act of seeing the mall with Ellie and Riley. I loved how the very act of going to the shopping center, something young girls frequently do in the world we live in, is something they do too, even if it's a wholly different experience in their world. There's more to the story than this. I won't spoil that here, but I could have taken Left Behind as nothing more than a walking in and out of stores, seeing what's been left behind. Get it? By the countless looters that were there before them, and hearing them speak to one another about anything and everything under the distant sun. Still, The Last of Us plot narrative-driven nature is alive and well in Left Behind, and that's the best news fans could possibly hear. So much is jam-packed into a few short hours that it'd be impossible to go over it all. And even if I could, I wouldn't want to spoil the surprises stuffed into it. All I'll say is this: there's every reason for you to be excited about Left Behind, especially if you want to learn more about Ellie's origins while getting a haunting, albeit brief, glimpse back into her world. Well, there you go, guys. I'm just in shock and awe right now. I really don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not going to ruin this video with speculations or anything like that. Yeah, I just need to absorb in the information. Oh my god, this is fantastic. Yeah, be sure to head over to IGN.com. They got some great screenshots of the Left Behind DLC. It looks really, really cool. They got some more information. They got some other great stories, how it's completed, and go over there and look at the details about The Last of Us 2 being contemplated. So, a lot of news today in the world of The Last of Us. If you guys enjoyed the gameplay, if you guys enjoyed the commentary, please drop a like on the video. I would greatly appreciate it. It motivates me to make another video. Also, be sure to comment down below. Sound off, guys. What are you excited for? Seriously, what are you excited for? I'm gonna save my excitement for a different video. I need to go ahead and wrap up this video and get the hell out of here. You guys got things to do. I got things to do. If you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and do so, because Left Behind is just a week away, and it's going to be awesome. So as we know, it's going to be just a few hours long, so I'll be able to get, say, a walkthrough in 4 or 5 parts, and I might take my sweet ass time, okay? I'm really going to explore. I don't know about you guys, but I am really going to take advantage of what the DLC has to offer. So until then, next guys, keep it tuned to JPod Gaming, your #1 source for The Last of Us news, DLC, content, commentaries, montages, everything. Take it easy and peace out, guys.